just landed on the moon in the Lambo, taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our predictions coming soon with a halo. We just landed on the moon in the Lambo, taking pictures with the zoom and the angle.
Hello, future millionaires. This is Aztec. This is the CSE. It's great to talk with you again. It's been a little while. I am full-time crypto. There's been no time for me to make video at all. I'm not sitting on a beach, unfortunately. I'm just actually working very, very hard. Now, today, guys, this is going to be a jam-packed video. We're going to break into the market. I got friends and family watching. I got to step it up. So I got to tell you exactly what I think. We're going to be talking about all the different niches in the market, how they're performing, and we're going to need to use the leading indicator, which is Google Trends. We're also going to be using one of my favorite software, which is Token Metrics. We'll be breaking into the charts. We're going to do it all, guys. Some of the projects that we'll talk about today is, just crypto as a whole, DeFi, NFTs, of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Vechain, Monero, Matic, Finance, different solutions that are out there, different currencies, Polkadot, Ripple, a lot to talk about. Of course, I'm also going to bring you guys something that I haven't talked about in a really long time, and this is something that I think is going to receive a lot of traction. It is a project. It is a gem, and also there is a coin that's going to do their launch. You will want to stay till the end because all of that will be at the end. These two projects here. We'll catch up on UniLend, Matic Network, stuff like that. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, you have to be, because honestly, I've made people millionaires in the last 6 months, which is interesting. I haven't become a millionaire, I'll just be honest. But I've done extremely well for myself. If you guys watched this video about 2 months ago, this is my neighbor Alice. It IDO'd, it 500x'd. Quick swap, I also have been talking about for a long time, also 2 months ago. It 500x'd. UniLend Finance has done exceptionally well. Polygon was 2 cents. I talked about it all last year. Went up to like 56 cents recently. So if you're not following, you're missing out. You really are, because the things I talk about are not, necessarily what everyone wants to hear, but they're things that, for me at least, have made me a lot of money. Even Bitcoin Cash, which I talked about with my buddy here about a month ago, Dub Digital. Bitcoin Cash did like 60% after that video. So, if you're not here, you're missing out. That's all I'm saying. Let's break into the charts. I like to look at things at a macro point of view, zoomed out. I don't get too into the little in and outs of, day-to-day stuff. I'm not someone that trades, day trades. I'm a swing trader, value investor. Buy it cheap, sell it high if you're going to sell it, or hold it forever. Because crypto, if you're in the right stuff, it just keeps just going up, especially with money being printed like it is. And fiat, I should say. So another thing is that I really look at everything like a well. You don't have to be a well to look at the market like a well. Just think, how would a well manage their portfolio right now, and how are they going to manage that portfolio, a month from now, based off what you're seeing? You got to look at things fundamentally. You got to look at your technical analysis, and you got to think like a well, and that's how you make big, big money. At least that's my opinion. So, macro point of view, Bitcoin does look like it's losing volume. There is sell pressure, zoomed out on the daily. It's a little concerning. I don't think that we get anything major to the downside until next month. So I think we still have some room to play in March. Traditionally March has been a bearish month, but you look at things as they are right now, and maybe in the next week we get a nice little bounce, head up to 63K. If we look at this nice clean chart here, and this is a down fib projection here, you could see Bitcoin going up to like near 64K. If you're looking at this 3.618, and if we do hit that, which you see here is the red line right here, is where we're at right now. If we come up to about 64K here, there's good potential in April, is at least my opinion, or when we get there, we could see a little bit of a rejection from this resistance, though we still have some room to play. So I'm not, jumping out of stuff and getting, into USDC just yet, though, day by day I analyze the markets for myself, and, I'd act accordingly depending on what I see. But macro point of view, I think we probably either get a double top or come up to about 64K-ish, and, then we'd have to analyze market from there. In the short term, short, medium term, you see that looks like, this RSI is kind of heading down. It is kind of neutral here, though. There is a little bit of selling pressure in the short term, and it looks like this Stokes are kind of wanting to cross down on this 4-hour chart. We could move down slightly, but again, I think that this starts kind of coming back up, within the week or weeks to come. Though I am cautious for April, but really, again, you have to look at everything day by day. So right now, I'm still thinking there's some room to play based off the charts. Though if you look at token metrics, this is AI-driven platform. You take a look at this, Bitcoin from a technical analysis standpoint is sitting about 79.94%, which is neutral technically, but it's very close to being bullish. So, if you take a look at the overall summary, though, we're way off the projection of where we were supposed to be, at least from an AI standpoint. And if you know anything about token metrics, there's a good chance that you actually revert to the actual price, being the red, may revert close to the projection, because it's followed the model. The projections, the AI projections, have followed Bitcoin's price pretty well, or vice versa, whatever you want to say. And we're pretty extended at this point, so there's a chance based off this here that we come down a little bit closer to this line. If we do come down, that's one thing I didn't really talk about. Let's go to this daily. There's a good chance we come down to the 618 here, and that's around 50K, maybe 52, 50K, maybe 48K. You can come down to this 0.786, and that's around 47, 46K. I could see 52K, or depending on what's going on, could be lower if you get a move down in April. Or in the short term, you can't necessarily put a date on anything. So if you do get a move down, if you get some kind of black swan event, that's probably the only thing I think that would be overly traumatic to the market and move us further than those points that I just brought up. But if we did move down, those are the kind of supports that I'd be looking at. Looking at the overall crypto, so you're looking at Google Trends. This is the leading indicator, and it's totally free. No one has to pay for this. You just put in Google Trends, put in your search word. This is crypto that I'm searching for currently. I like the 12 months. You can do a 90 or 12 months. I think those are exceptional timeframes to use with Google Trends. And, you get to the little interest of by region here. This is important because you can take this data and then think about it logically. For instance, if you know that, for instance, South Korea is, a really big focal point for crypto. It's a hub, a lot of investors there. And you see that, the search trends for whatever you're looking for shows high in South Korea or in any of the Asian markets or States, for instance, maybe Nigeria, which is huge for crypto right now. And it's been huge, at least one of the top 3 searches for anything to do with crypto for months and months and months, then, that might play an extra factor into whatever you're searching. So this little piece of information down here, don't sleep on this either. But the trends for crypto still show that we're getting a lot of interest. I think that there's tons of people moving in because Bitcoin has done exceptionally well. And people are talking about all the mad gains they've received in the last couple months, in the last year. So crypto is definitely, receiving a lot of interest. But where is the interest at? So let's dive into that. Is it in Bitcoin? So let's go take a look at its chart. Bitcoin's kind of stagnant right now. It's not trending exactly upward, but it's not moving down, So this is interesting to see for right now. Bitcoin looks good, which, you look at Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin's doing decently, you don't have to worry about the overall market. If Bitcoin's trending downwards, that's obviously, not great for the rest of the market, no matter what niche you're in. Now, Ethereum is slightly trending down right now, but it's still receiving a lot of interest. As you see, it's a lot higher than it was back in November. And I really think that you have to look at what will really propel Ethereum. I hold a lot of Ethereum just because it moves well, it follows Bitcoin, and it's not the most volatile token out there. And you can use Ethereum for many, many things. So Ethereum, I love Ethereum. Though I think that the real interest, everyone's been talking about making all these bullish videos. Yeah, I think in the short term, you could possibly get Ethereum at 2K, even possibly $2,400 in the short term. But I don't think you're going to go crazy anytime soon. But that's fine for me. But where I do think a lot of traction is coming for Ethereum is in July, because you have EIP 1559. People have been talking about this. They're just throwing this out. But guys, this isn't really until July. So I don't think people are going to start front running this until maybe May or June. And if you're trying to put in a huge buy in Ethereum, if we get this dip in April, that would be perfect time to buy actually anything. But in my opinion, of course. But this here, which a lot of people are talking about, isn't coming for a while. So I'm not looking for Ethereum to hit 3K just yet. But I think in July or June, Ethereum could see 3K. Cardano, it's trending upwards, guys. This dotted line is upwards. I think that with the all the interest coming for Ethereum, and then Ethereum not popping off, people are going to kind of move towards either different solutions, Binance Smart Chain, Matic Network, or they're looking for the next thing, the next Ethereum. So I think Cardano has a lot of interest. This is interesting. This is a leading indicator. So usually if you start seeing interest here, generally speaking, that means that the price may be, correlated soon, after the move on Google Trends. So for instance, I've seen in the past where many, many times, for instance, Bitcoin is trending up, price hasn't moved yet, but then a couple weeks later, the price booms, because everyone's getting onboarded, they're searching first, diving into it, and then they're buying, and then this is more people are buying, and then the price moves. But interesting to see Cardano still moving up while things are stagnant or moving down or up. Cardano's doing well. and receiving a lot of interest. Cardano actually and Vechain were the first projects I ever talked about on my channel years back. I bought Cardano at 2 cents, and I have a video that proves that. Vechain was the first video I made ever, and Vechain also a lot of interest. So if you're looking at different solutions, the next Ethereum, that's Cardano. If you're looking at Vechain's kind of thing where they're tracking different types of goods and things like that. That type of niche seems to be getting a lot of traction here. So I'm going to be looking at some of the major coins in the niche, and then I'll jack forward saying, this niche is doing well based off the search history for the major coin or token within that niche. So Vechain's doing well. This is interesting to see. It's also trending upwards. So if you're looking at, where is the money in crypto going right now? Well, there's a lot of interest in Cardano. There's a lot of interest in Vechain. Monero. I'm bringing this up because nobody's talking about privacy tokens and coins. There's been a ton of FUD surrounding privacy, and I think it's totally baseless because sure, you might get certain regulations and governments hating it, but that doesn't mean it's going away. And my big saying with privacy, or my thought process behind privacy, is that governments hated privacy and things related to privacy. They always do, but they realize in the future that it's needed. If you're a big business, you can't have people tracking your wallet and seeing where you're spending your money, because your competitors are going to get a lot of information based off that. People can copy you, all kinds of things. People shouldn't be able to see how much you have in your wallet if you're a big business that's using crypto. And if this is the future, you're going to need privacy. It's the same thing with internet itself. You in the beginning you had www website. There was hackers that could kind of come in and look at your traffic, see where you're going, things like that. They were a lot easier to get hacked, all these kind of things. Well, then they added the HTTPS, and that is kind of like a privacy layer in internet that protects you. And governments at first weren't okay with that, and then realized that you need that privacy to protect the people. I think privacy for altcoins is something that people should be still interested in. I'm not saying that I'm throwing a ton of money into privacy coins, but I really think privacy coins are going to get a run. I just do. And once you start seeing this institutional interest, these institutions are not going to want people knowing everything about them and following their wallets, and they're going to want privacy. So just keep an eye out on privacy. And as you can see here, you are getting some interest here, and I'm following that. That's all I'm saying. Matic Network, it's the layer 2 solution for Ethereum. It's done exceptionally well in the last couple months, and it's kind of cooling off. That's totally normal. I think that if you're looking for something to buy and to dip, in my opinion, it's Matic Network, because where they're going and who they're becoming, which I'll get into later in this video, is going to blow many of Ethereum killers out of the water. So, in my opinion. But right now, there is a little bit of declining interest right now, just because, 2 cents to 56 cents, what do you expect? But still extremely bullish on fundamentally Matic Network. Binance Smart Chain, there was extreme amount of interest, kind of leveling off right now. But I think that Binance Smart Chain itself are still going to receive a lot of liquidity. One thing that everyone has to realize is that there's always potentially technology that is going to be able to compete with Ethereum. But the liquidity, this is the number one thing. Everyone's talking about, what's the next big thing? Well, the technology is one thing. Of course, Ethereum has its own solutions, layer 2 or Ethereum 2.0 or, different Ethereum proposals, improvement proposals that will help things. But the most important thing is, where is the majority of the liquidity? Where's the most institutional interest? And that's behind Ethereum currently. So I think Binance Smart Chain has gathered a lot of liquidity, and that's important. But we want to see that liquidity continue to grow, and that can be tracked. You can check. There's different .scan sites or whatever solution you're looking at to see the trend of not only the liquidity, but you can also find sites that talk about the transactions that are happening on these networks. Binance Smart Chain, very interesting. I think that people should be looking into it, and they should projects should be, if they're on Ethereum, should be utilizing Binance Smart Chain as well. They should be expanding onto all these solutions while Ethereum is getting their crap together, while Matic Network is becoming the beast that they will be. And so you can look at Binance Smart. You can see here that Binance Smart Chain is actually receiving a lot of interest. So I would say a lot of money is probably going towards Binance Smart Chain as well currently. So right now, as of right now in this video, we know that Cardano, Vechain, Binance Smart Chain, a lot of money, a lot of interest, definitely interest is going towards projects. Bitcoin Cash, kind of an interesting level here. It did receive a really nice price movement after my video with Dove Digital, and there is this integration with Kim.com's website that is coming, and on their project's roadmap, it does show that Bitcoin Cash is going to be the cryptocurrency that's actually going to be used on their platform. So that's really interesting, really, really interesting. Though Bitcoin Cash, is it the most fundamentally strong? Is it getting the most interest? In my opinion, right now, no, but it looks a little stagnated. But I wouldn't count it out. Another currency, Litecoin, supposedly getting privacy layers soon. I think that's going to be a big deal, and I would also not count Bitcoin out. Aave is a really nice indicator for DeFi, and as you can see, it is trending upwards slightly here. So looks like DeFi is definitely getting interest. You could also take a look at DeFi Pulse, I think it is. Actually, let's go to Google. This is a little off the cuff here. DeFi Pulse. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to look at the TVL here for DeFi. Definitely trending upwards. Looks great. Looks like DeFi is growing. There's $43 billion roughly in DeFi right now. This is huge, guys. DeFi, the reason I'm bringing this up is because DeFi is not dead, guys. It's a lot of interest. You look at a major blue chip token like Aave, and it's doing really well. So a lot of interest still in DeFi from what I can see. So money probably moving into DeFi if you're looking for something. Polkadot definitely trending down. Personally, I'm not the biggest Polkadot fan, though. Parachains and Usama and all of that is definitely interesting. But I'm personally more interested in Ethereum, and I think Polkadot's kind of interoperable, cross-chain interest is interesting, and I'm still following it. Maybe it's something that you might want to buy on the dip, but not you necessarily. I say maybe it's something I want to buy on the dip, but I'm more interested in Ethereum if I'm looking for the middle of this year. Personally, that's me. Let's see. Let's take a look at Ripple. Now, honestly, in my opinion, until this court case is solved, Ripple's just going to stay kind of neutral in my book, and you're not going to get the big runs unless there's some kind of pump. But when that court case is solved, then I think that it will be favorable for Ripple token XRP. I think XRP is going to $1, overnight. So whatever price it's at, 30, 40, 50 cents, 60 cents, I think it's going to $1 like that, and then $3. So, how long you have to wait, I don't know. There's no way to know. So, the government could be trying to make something out of this, but I do personally, my gut says that this is positive for crypto overall, because we all knew that regulations were coming, different scrutinies were coming down the pipeline, and I think Ripple's getting, unfortunately, the brunt of it. But this is potentially going to be a really great thing for crypto and Ripple, XRP, by extension. So there's that. I don't, I'm not overly bullish on Ripple until they clear XRP until the Ripple court case is solved. Chainlink, a little bit of interest here. So if you're looking at this, you don't know, the niche is oracles. I think a lot of that hype is kind of stagnant right now, and as you can see, the interest for it is definitely more than it was back in the end of last year, but kind of sideways. DeFi, again, the interest at least is pointed downwards, but definitely more than November. So as a secondary note, we kind of looked at Aave, we looked at DeFi Pulse, and now we're looking at DeFi and Google Trends. Still a lot of interest, but it does look like it's kind of going sideways, currently trending down. NFTs. Guys, if you want to know where the money's at right now, it's NFTs, guys. Look at this. This is insane. We are hitting a little point here where this interest is starting to subside, but as a leading indicator, it's still pointed up. If you're looking for where money's at right now, number one, DeFi is still, in my opinion, hot. And there's a lot of interest there. But NFTs is insane right now. So that's what the interest is. And now let's move on to the projects that I'm interested in. UniLend Finance, guys, this project is the DeFi project that I'm most interested in. And there's other projects that I'm also interested in that are going to complement UniLend Finance. But UniLend Finance is the most bullish project, I think, for the future. Now, in the short term, that's a different story. But for the future, this is something that if there's a dip ever, I'm buying UniLend Finance because buying more of UniLend Finance UFT tokens, because I think big things are coming. Now, this came out recently. This is their flash loans product, and this will be coming on mainnet soon, I would assume. This is huge, guys. They did have several articles come out explaining that their flash loans product is actually, here it says right here, nearly 50% of Aave's market income is from flash loans. This will bring users and liquidity into our protocol quickly. But also there was an article that came out talking about how they're actually, their UniLend's flash loan product is actually more efficient than Aave's. Aave's big deal. So it means liquidity could come to UniLend Finance platform very fast, very quickly, and you could see UniLend Finance explode. So it also recently expanded from Ethereum to Binance Smart Chain. They're not leaving Ethereum; they're just expanding to also, their products will also be able to be used on Binance Smart Chain. very smart move. Definitely, all these projects should be taking advantage of the hype, but also the movement on Binance Smart Chain is a decent solution, and looking to become a very even bigger solution in the future. So this is a really smart move for them. The product looks like it's being updated, and this background and the colors all look great. I think that this is definitely, the partnerships and the growth that they've had in the community overall, they're doing exceptionally well. So, their flagship product that's coming. Flash Loans is coming. So their flagship product being the lending and borrowing. But I can't wait for Flash Loans to come, because there's going to be a lot that you can do with UFT with those Flash Loans based off the information that everyone can read that they've already let everyone know. So they've made a lot of progress. This is definitely, if there's a dip, I'm buying more. If there's no dip, I'm still buying more. I think that UniLend Finance is just extremely, extremely bullish. They're doing things that are just not available right now, and they're extremely forward-thinking, innovative team. I know the team, and obviously invested in UFT, and I love this project. And I think that Polygon also going to bring them up here. I'm not buying Matic Network right now, because I was buying it under 2 cents all last year. So I personally can't buy it at these prices. I'm waiting for a pullback, but if one comes, because I was buying it so cheap, so it's hard to buy it at these prices for me. But I think Polygon, I made videos about this last year. I think Polygon Matic Network is going to $1 to $4. And the reason why is because of where they're going. We can go ahead and take a look at their website. Now, this is not the Matic Network side of their website. This is Polygon, and this is who they are becoming. And if you take a look at, the types of things that they're going to be building, which is coming soon, as the site says, you have the Matic proof of stake chain solution. You have the Plasma Matic solution. Those are the two bridges to layer 2 that are currently existing, but you are going to have ZK rollups, optimistic rollups, standalone chains, and shared security chains. And this shared security thing sounds very, very interesting. It says blockchains that use security as a service, i.e. validation service provided by a shared pool of proof-of-stake validators managed on Ethereum. Extremely, extremely interesting. Of course, some projects are not going to be able to really use the whole proof-of-stake bridge and technology, so they may be better suited for optimistic rollups or ZK rollups. And this makes Polygon an extremely, extremely more well-rounded solution, and definitely something that I think is going to give Ethereum its ability to scale. So Ethereum 2.0 is coming, but I think it's going to help a lot. But for some projects, you are going to need a much more powerful solution. And Matic Network is on Ethereum, and it's going to help keep up with all of the Ethereum killers. So don't think Ethereum is going to die because Cardano is coming. That is totally bullcrap, because Polygon will keep, and currently Polygon is already scaling many dApps. I think like 80 plus dApps. So it's going to keep Ethereum competitive, and I think I'm extremely bullish still on Polygon. Now, persistence. I was just talking about how NFTs, where probably a lot of the interest is right now based off what we can see. And also, persistence deals with NFTs. It shows here that they're a protocol powering next-gen financial products, and XPRT is their work token. Now, this tweet here says, "Attention persistence champions, our XPRT public sale interest form is now live." So this is coming soon. This is they're going to have their token generation event, and there's going to be a sale, guys. I'm telling you right now, this is a project that is incorporating DeFi and NFTs. This is not just general NFTs. These are real world use cases for NFTs. They already have a working product, Comdex. Let me find it here. Here it is right here. It says Comdex revolutionizes the $17 trillion of commodities trading industry by tokenizing trade invoices as NFTs to bring them on chain. Over $55 million has already been transacted. So this is huge, very interesting. But persistence powers many different types of solutions here that do incorporate DeFi, institutions, NFTs. So this is kind of hitting all the check marks in the token sales coming, guys. So I'm just telling you now. Here's Asset Mantle. It's another, another tool that's powered by persistence, and you can see it says you will soon be able to create, buy, and sell NFTs that can flow between different blockchains. So this is interoperability right here. This is NFTs. This is DeFi, guys. This is everything, and this is coming soon. So if you're not looking at persistence, you need to. Definitely need to. In my opinion, this is something that I'm extremely interested in. Now, this is the project that I was talking about that I think it's going to do really well as well. I think persistence is going to do really well, but this is also another project that is going to do really well in my opinion. This is Chain Guardians. They actually recently had an IDO, so the token sale already happened. But if you look at this, it looks like it's been performing pretty well. It's kind of moving sideways here since the IDO. And each token is about $3.27 right now, give or take. But essentially what it is it's like superheroes on the blockchain, and each of these heroes, these NFTs that are heroes that you can use to play in their game, are based off the different blockchains that are out there. So here's the Mudra. This is the Matic Mudra. Bitsy is based off Bitcoin. Finance guy over here. So these are some of the guys I'm interested in. I think this is Seth Butler, I believe, and he's Ethereum. So, and there's more. So definitely interesting there. There are NFTs. They have a game. And Chain Guardians. Yeah, I think that Seth Butter or Buter, however you want to pronounce that. So kind of like Eth Vitalik Buterin. Definitely pretty cool. There's going to be a lot more from what you see in this roadmap. I think with NFTs doing so well, I think it's going to get a lot of traction, especially with everything that's going on. And I bought my Mudra for $100 last year, and as you can see, some of these are being, and I have clicked into these on OpenSea. Some of these have been selling for over 2 Ethereum recently. So that means over $4,000 roughly, or around $4,000. The prices are going up on these. So I'm really interested in, I already hold the NFTs, so I'm not really looking to buy more. So maybe, but I could see these NFTs doing well. Also, with the game coming further along and new updates coming, I could see the token itself do very well. And as you can see here, the market cap isn't even listed here on CoinGecko because it's so small. Trading volume is still small. One thing that I think is really interesting, I'm not paid to talk about this project, just bring it up because it's a a dApp that's on the Matic Network. It's being powered by Matic and has NFTs, and I own some of the NFTs. It's like this Mudra Celia here. What I noticed is that, so this is kind of diving deep here, guys. I talked about this project here, My Neighbor Alice. My Neighbor Alice, if you followed them, they were talking with Binance, like on different like AMAs or different types of things like YouTube live type things, and then all of a sudden Alice gets listed on Binance. So what's interesting is that either before the token launches or before it blows up, if you see things where projects are tied to Binance, I think that you should definitely keep your eye on that project, because even if it's small things and it's kind of reoccurring, it's important because that means that they could list on Binance. I've seen that with Sand as well, the project, that token that's associated with Sand, which has to do with NFTs and land and all that. Binance is definitely interested in NFTs, land, and all that stuff. So here's another project that, as you can see here, they have a Binance NFT character here, and they did Chain Guardians did this charity sell with Binance, and I think that's interesting because you get a Binance listing, it's always a big deal. So you got NFTs, you got Binance kind of working with these guys. I could definitely see this project doing well, in the future. So I like to talk about things before they blow up, and I think that's a project that could blow up. And yeah, guys, so that's it pretty much. You kind of see there's all the different niches I've talked about. We essentially hit most of the market, if not all of it. So hope that was informational. If we go up on the future of money, take it easy.